Just in case you advertise it.
You're on.
Okay, hot topics. Today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's coming up, and everyone is talking about the Super Bowl. And who's that lady, Taylor Swift? And almost like she's going to be out there playing the game. And what is it with this Super Bowl that they do so much? It just controls everything else. It's like nothing else is happening this weekend but the Super Bowl.
That's marketing.
That's great.
I got my crab meat and I got my chicken wings.
You do?
Yeah.
You participating in the Super Bowl?
Hey, yeah, crab leg.
No, I got
Talk about
crab.
bougie.
Yeah. So isn't it interesting that sometimes when I look out there on those fields and I see 90% black players, it's one time that we as black folks are accepted by this country is when we're out there playing the game for them.
But you know how much some tickets are?
What?
$9,000 a ticket.
Here's something. I went to the first Super Bowl in Los Angeles, California, between the Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs. I paid $25 for my ticket, and I was able to move right down to the 50-yard line. There's so few people there, but that was a long time ago. But you're right, they marketed that game. So everything else, what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening anywhere else is going to be pushed to the side as everybody tunes into this Super Bowl. Is this I'm going to turn to Sharon on this. Is this a men's thing?
Well, she's thinking, with Taylor Swift being in there, no.
No, not anymore.
Well, I think by tradition it is a man's thing. You probably can't find ladies, if it is truly a man's thing, don't bother him about it. It's mine is going to be on the Super Bowl. But I want to look at the Super Bowl, some of the dark side of Super Bowl that's not discussed so much, and it's the human trafficking that occurs at these events, and how a lot of missing women and children are trafficked from those sites. So if you're going there, make sure you be careful, ladies. Although a lot of the women that they had are already prepped to service any clients. But
What are you saying, Sharon?
it's a lot of human trafficking that goes there.
When you say human trafficking, what's happening? What are you talking about? What's going
There's a
on?
lot of
And you're in Las Vegas.
There's a lot of pimping out there of women and probably children.
At the Super Bowl?
Your $25 ticket, you better be pimping it.
So you're saying there's a lot of that going on right now today as we sit in the studio recording?
Let me say, I'm going to give a little pushback to that. The FBI says that's not true.
I think that there may be some indirect pimping going on out there.
Well, that goes on all the time in Vegas, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think that although the FBI say it's not true, why are they saying it's not true?
Well, what they did is they had on,
Yes, folks.
yeah, they had on the news last night because people talked about that particular issue and they wanted to know whether it was true or false. So they had people from San Francisco, organizations, not people. They had organizations that looked at all of this and wanted to say, because I guess people have been saying that there was human trafficking. And they basically came to the conclusion that no, it wasn't. They said human trafficking in the United States is a problem every day.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think that because of the Super Bowl, who all owns it, first of all, I believe it's happening. Okay, I just believe it's happening. But you got to consider who's paying for these Super Bowl, who owns the Super Bowl, and they don't want anything negative around those bowls. So of course it's not happening. But it's happening somewhere within, within the nature of the day.
So who owns the Super Bowl? Can I ask that?
The owners,
The NFL
NFL.
owns it. Yeah, they
Well,
She just
probably.
said who owned it.
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify
and they
that.
don't want any negative press surrounding that moneymaker.
Well, is there something? Should we be putting this much emphasis on a game?
Yes.
Why?
Well, first of all, you've got to understand that probably soccer or the real football is probably a lot bigger
It is in Europe.
than what we have with the Super Bowl. And then when you talk about something like the NBA, Popovich begins to talk about, we ain't no damn world champions. We champions of the United States, but we're not world champions. So I am a marketing person. I like the way we market to other people, but it is not necessarily true. And something that you don't like, Fred, which is capitalism. Capitalism for the Super Bowl is capitalism at its best.
Yeah, is it when you look at our communities, is this good? Every young black boy is going to see all the money made and all the, these players get. They will probably dream of somebody being in the Super Bowl themselves. And we know the reality is that's just not going to happen. And mothers want just like with basketball, mothers want their boys to be out there shooting baskets instead of in the library. And is that detrimental to us? Caleb,
Well,
you're quiet over there.
One thing you want to look at is if any money is being reinvested into the community that those games occur. Yes, there's being money reinvested in the stadiums, but beyond the stadium, how much money is going out to help marginalized communities, communities that need help? And that's really the big question.
In the communities that don't have NFL teams like ours, we're investing a lot into what goes on with the Super Bowl. Fred's got his
What?
what you call it, your crab legs or whatever.
No.
Yeah, but we get nothing. We get nothing as a city, even though a lot of people are participating.
And who gets to go to the Super Bowl?
Whoever can afford $9,000.
It's another situation where black folks are helping to export American culture around the world. So they can thank, again, black athletes, black excellence, black folks for exporting this aspect of America and making billionaires more money. But yeah, is it unrealistic? I mean, kids, the kids are going to dream. And, hey.
How do you balance those dreams, Caleb? How do you balance?
I mean, but you know what? The onus is not on the kids. It's on the parents. It's on the society. It's on our expectations. And so, if you're a mother who it's one thing to encourage your kid to dream. It's one thing to support your kid while they're on the athletic field. But it's another thing to put expectations on your kids to become your meal ticket. You know what I mean? So if you're a parent, take your behind the school and get it for yourself, and don't put that burden on your kid. But no, it's important. You know what I'm saying? I have a grandson who he's into science. You know what I mean? And so he's probably not going to be a football star, but that's okay. I send him stuff, lab stuff and fossils, because I'd rather him own the team than play on it anyway. So it's okay. You balance that by encouraging your kid to pursue other activities as well. It's just not just on the field. We want to encourage them to be healthy. We want to encourage them to exercise. But again, you want your kids to have a broad spectrum of interest.
But I think what you're saying is key. You got to balance that thing. Mm-hmm. You got to balance it. And I was on the basketball court all the time. Wasn't that good? Mm-hmm. And my father sat me down one time and says, son, your chance of becoming a professional basketball player is not very good. So you better start studying. And look, he was right.
No, you know.
Instead of trying to encourage your kids
Right.
to be a LeBron James, and then all of a sudden you're gonna get rich and everything else, chances that's not probably going to happen. Well, we know it's not going to happen to most kids.
Right. No. And I get, I can tell you this. So growing up, so my son, he played football with Trey Flowers and Demetrius Flowers.
Okay.
And when they got to Reagan, he played with Trevor Knight, and he played football with what's the other guy? The quarterback that came out to Kyle Keller and all those guys. So I really couldn't have that conversation with my kids. It's unrealistic because everybody around them was going to the NFL. So no, but I mean, so no, it's you know, it's okay for kids to have that dream. You know what I mean? I know a lot of kids that did fulfill that dream and make it. So you know, I mean, dream big, but just understand that there are other alternatives, and so and there are other ways to accomplish that dream.
And how healthy is it for these guys to be taking these blows? I mean, when you look at the line, man, those guys are hitting each other, boom, boom, and they're hitting each other at full speed.
There's a
Bam.
phenomenon where white parents are not letting their kids play football no more. They're moving towards wrestling. They're moving towards a lot. Well, they are. But they're moving towards what do you call the other game that they brought out? Yeah, soccer, rugby. So they're moving to a lot that are not taking those hits, less contact. And so a lot of white parents are not letting their kids do that anymore.
But isn't the NFL an extension of like a gladiator sport? And
Absolutely.
Isn't that why we like it?
Yeah, because you
Two men out there, you know, going at the, you know, I ain't gonna do it.
the Romans, they said if you give them blood, do whatever you want to. You can take away.
My sister and I would be out looking for cowboy boots.
What?
Yeah. I'm not really a football fan.
Yeah, do you have to be a football fan to watch the Super Bowl?
I mean, I'll try to get there in time to see Usher. You know, but aside from that, I'm not really a football fan.
Oh, speaking of that, the big debate was who put on the best Super Bowl halftime show, Prince or Michael Jackson. Some people say Prince, some people say Michael Jackson. You think Prince?
It rained.
Yeah, it rained. Hey, Purple Rain. It rained for Purple Rain. Yeah.
I'll watch the halftime, right? But I'm not. I guess, you know, especially now since I know what type of injuries these black men are getting from these hit hits. I don't want to see that.
You know, can we talk about the fact that you actually have white people boycotting the Super Bowl because they're singing the Black National Anthem?
Oh, really? Are they going to play? Oh, they're playing because it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
They're playing the Black National Anthem, and you have these white people on social media who are like, "There's only one anthem, and I'm not watching the Super Bowl."
Guess what?
You know,
They don't have to watch it, and it ain't gonna affect us at all.
Nobody cares.
Right.
The same thing they said. I think when we were talking about we were going to boycott it because of the way they did Kaepernick, white folks said nobody cares.
Well, how do you feel about that? Play the Black National Anthem.
but it's Black History.
Oh, you okay?
And that's probably NFL's, you know,
Reparations.
You know, reparations. Well, for Black History, let's just go ahead and sing a song.
Yeah, that's
How do you
the
feel about
reparation.
I love it.
You do?
Yeah, I love it. I was very surprised. I think I called another mutual friend of ours when they were doing it at the Spurs game. And I was very surprised that they were singing the Black National Anthem at the Spurs game. So, you know, I really like that it's doing, you know, look, there are certain.
I need to check Pop's family tree.
Right. I think there's certain things that happen and that are happening that progress us along. And it may not happen for us now, but there's certain things that, you know, we keep chipping away. And the Black National Anthem to me is one of those.
You don't think they're just making white folks more?
They're gonna
And causing-
they're gonna
Yeah.
more.
We as I talk about chipping away, we're trying to chip away at those folks who are going to be angry too.
Yeah.
Okay. They eventually are going to go away too.
Okay, we'll wrap up. Who's going in?
Kansas City.
Who's going in?
Who's playing? I don't care.
I'm gonna be buying my boots tomorrow, so
So you don't have an opinion who's
I don't
going
have
in?
an opinion. The person who's gonna win is gonna be Usher.
Oh, okay.
Why would say
Okay.
that?
That's what I'm gonna be watching.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
They
right.
don't pay they don't pay the halftime show anymore.
Okay.
Oh, they don't play on TV?
They don't pay them.
Oh, they don't pay. Okay.
Okay. Before we go to the next subject, we did have, finally, folks, we got some positive responses to us. And I just want to read a couple of them. Blacks United 6638. This was a great discussion. J Bird 4177. I love this channel. Wow. I don't think we've ever had anybody say that. Yeah. So anyway, let's get to the next hot topic.
And what's the other comment?
I only got the two down there.
You already mentioned one.
No,
Yeah, you mentioned too.
this was a great discussion. I love this channel.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, Sharon, black shows being canceled.
yes, indeed. We're seeing a lot of black shows being canceled. Three of my favorite, Lovecraft Country has been canceled, Greenleaf has been canceled, and then, what was the other one? I'm sorry, brain, I forgot.
The Greenleaf was on the Oprah channel, wasn't it?
No, it was on the network. Well, Oprah was part of that network, so yeah, so it got canceled as well.
The OWN network.
Mhm, on the
Okay, so
network.
is what.
We're
was.
seeing the Black Girls sketch. I know you've seen that, which is kind of like a black version of SNL. Got canceled. Girlfriends was canceled. Blackish was canceled. I mean, not Blackish, Grownish was canceled. And so what's going on with all these cancellations? So Issa Rae, who's an actress and a film director and screenwriter, she was basically saying, made the observation and saying that she's thinking about moving toward indies, independent independent films. 50 Cent, who is the writer, the director, producer of the Power series.
Oh, gosh.
Wait a minute, just listen.
Gee,
Just listen.
they need to cancel that.
Has had an open issue of Stars Network, and basically it's because of those series that Stars Network was really took off. So black folks again helping white folks or those in charge make money. So we're seeing all of these shows getting canceled, and so the big question is, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep fussing about the shows being canceled? Or are we going to start seeing a growth in black-owned social media? I mean, not black-owned apps such as Mensa, such as Fanbase, to where black-owned, black writers, black producers, black screenwriters can go ahead and own the shows and use those platforms as a means to distribute their works and not have to worry about canceling from the major networks.
Well, is the cancellation because of the ratings? What's the reason?
I'm thinking this. Now, Grownish really was an excellent series, okay? I'm thinking that it's part of this anti-DEI movement, where there was a time where all these shows were yeah, bring more. But as we're seeing, a lot of these corporations, and even in the entertainment industry, they're not showing the same love for us as they did when there was a DEI, and they were talking about DEI in their mission statements and stuff. So we're not seeing that same level of commitment to us. So that means as those of us who are capable, and that's what they want to do in terms of write their own shows, produce your own shows, distribute your own shows, there's got to be another level of doing it. So David Arroyo, He was the one that played King in Selma.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm ever mispronounced his name, forgive me.
He was African, wasn't he?
Uh-huh. He was saying that it's important that we find our own means of distributing our stories.
I agree.
Yeah. And so Mansa is that platform to where not only is it Black American, but it shows across the diaspora that are published on that particular platform, which I think is great.
Okay, comments.
I think Caleb, he talked about the white folks being upset about singing the national anthem. Now we go over here where they're talking about canceling all the black shows. Who's winning?
People with the money are winning. So, no, and I think my question: do you think, like, I know as far as taking control of our own shows, our own production, our own distribution, I wonder how much do you think like Tubi is? Because I see Tubi as being a major part of that, a major part of us putting out our own shows and being a major distribution channel for us. How much are you seeing kind of that kind of similar?
I've seen more Black shows on Tubi than I've ever seen. I mean, some of them are sorry, but they also have some really good stories on Tubi. So Tubi could be the answer. I need to find out who owns Tubi, because again, I've seen some real sorry movies on Tubi, to where really Tubi, to where they've got really good stories on Tubi.
Oh, what about BET? Don't they have?
I go for Byron Allen instead of BET.
But they do have black stories, and they do give
Tyler Perry.
they do give black actors that you never heard of an
I don't
opportunity.
think they produce original content anymore like that.
Tyler Perry.
It's all Tyler Perry stuff, right? Pretty much.
How about OWN, Oprah's?
She don't know it no more.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
And
think about Tubi.
BET is not Black owned.
No.
No, it's not anymore.
I see somebody making comments on that too. Somebody they sign themselves at the gas station on one of the Tubi movies.
But Tubi is interesting. Tubi is interesting, but I think we need to also look at those other platforms again, like Fanbase, Mansa, to see what see a our unique perspectives displayed on those.
For me, this is where it comes back to leadership. Because if we were looking at, if Tubi is the one, are we looking at Tubi? Fred, are you looking at Tubi?
No.
Okay. So my point is that if somebody asked Fred to look at Tubi, I believe Fred would look at Tubi. I'm not really looking at Tubi a whole bunch. I'll look at Tubi now because you talked about
I'll do it now too,
Yes.
because I didn't know.
You may want to distribute a movie through Tubi.
Yeah, I didn't even know anything about Tubi until you mentioned it. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of independents have taken toward doing that,
Right.
distributed on Tubi.
Okay, quickly, before we end, we won't take much time on this. I do want to address, just quickly, black folks moving away from Biden. And where are they going to go?
They're not gonna vote.
Huh? They're not going to vote. And so what's that going to do? Put Trump back in there?
It's gonna be a Trump presidency. If he can run,
If he can run. Yeah.
it'd be a Trump presidency.
Yeah. Do you think that's good?
No, I'm moving. I'm
I
going to Costa
know,
Rica.
you think it's good black folks saying they're not going to vote
No.
for Biden?
No.
Is
No.
Biden giving them a reason to vote for him?
Yeah. Yeah.
He hasn't given black folks a reason to vote for him in 3 years. I
Trump.
mean, the message, it's the Democrats' message has been, it's not off, I'm sorry, it's been non-existent.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't hear a message. These young folks want to be inspired. They don't just tell me how bad Trump is. Tell me how good you are. Tell me what are you going to do for me? These young kids want to be inspired. And so this guy, Jamie Harris, that they stuck over at the DNC
Yeah.
because he ran a good race in South
Yes,
Carolina.
yeah.
That's bull crap. He was not ready to be the head of the DNC. And so that's part of the problem. They got people in places that shouldn't be there.
Clyburn did that because he worked
did
for
that
Clyburn.
because of he was able to do it because of delivering South Carolina. But they needed somebody who's been around the block, who knows what to do, and who knows how to message, who knows how to counter message. What was wrong with some of the old school? What's wrong with Carville? Wheel him out. Bring him from Louisiana and wheel him out. Put him. You have people.
What want James Carville to do?
He'd be a better strategist and a better messenger for the Democratic Party. Jamie Harris is not.
Okay.
He's horrible. He's inexperienced.
Okay.
And so when you run it against something like the Trump machine, you need some experience, man. This is the deal the Democrats need to understand. Democrats are asking people to change their entire lifestyle. They're asking people to do things that they've never done before and accept lifestyles that they've never accepted before. Trump is telling these people, give me $5 and I promise you, I'll defend you from all these crazy left-wing people. That's it. That's the only commitment they have to make to Trump. So if you ask somebody, am I going to change my whole lifestyle? Or am I going to send $5 to this man and he's going to make America great again so my kids can have the same lifestyle I had? That's an easy choice. The Democrats have a horrible, horrible message.
It's kind of like, who is their marketing expert?
Right.
They don't have it. It's kind of like they're getting all these complaints from the black community. We're saying this is what we want, this is what we want, this is what they want, but they give us hot chicken wing sandwiches.
But what are they looking for? I mean,
Good question.
what are they looking for? They're complaining, but what are they looking for? What are they,
They're looking for them to tell me how you're going to lead us.
lead who?
The nation.
Okay.
Not only the party, but tell us how you're going to lead the nation. Tell us how you're going to counter the atmosphere that's out there. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do to fight for DEI? What are you going to do to fight for affirmative action? What are you going to do to fight for women's rights? What are you going to do as far as Israel, Palestine?
Did Obama do any more than what Biden's done?
Yeah.
Yeah, Obama saved the world from a Great Depression.
No, but okay, but that's not talking about black folks are sounding like, what are you gonna do for me as black people? Okay, as black people, and that's not how the system works.
I agree.
Because again, at the same time, people say, what are you gonna do? Period. People are looking for an inspirational message. People are looking for leadership, right? And so you have to be out there. You have to give bold leadership in troubling, challenging times. Obama provided that bold leadership.
But what did he deliver that's so much different than what Biden is doing?
Yes.
What did he do?
Because you say
Don't talk about the world
black
because
folks are part of the global economy. This man saved Ford. Do you know how many black folks work for Ford and GM and Chrysler? This man saved the airline industry. This man saved the banks, the insurance company. He saved the entire planet from a global collapse. And so black folks were able to stay in their homes. He did TARP. He did
that's not the way these young black kids. That's not the way they're looking at it. They're looking at them specifically.
What I'm saying is now we're in a different age, or different era. We're post-Obama, post-Trump, and now we're look how many years we're away from Obama. So now there's a different time and different challenges. And so different challenges require different leadership. So this is the deal. Be bold in what you're doing, be bold in your statements. Get out there. If you are creating shovel-ready projects, go to those neighborhoods and tell black folks, this is what I'm doing, this is what I've done for you. I've created these jobs for you.
What about the
Where are the
infrastructure?
earmarks? Huh?
What about the infrastructure?
Exactly. But why are you not out there promoting that infrastructure? And where exactly is that? What communities are benefiting
Every community.
from that infrastructure?
Every community.
So, what's wrong with that message? What's wrong with being out there giving that message? What's wrong with taking up the flag and saying, you know what? Yes, women's rights are under assault, but I promise you we're going to roll this back. I promise you DEI is under assault, but we're not going to let those forces win. Affirmative action is under assault. They got rid of it, but I promise you.
What could Biden have done to stop what they're doing at the states? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
This is the deal, though. He's not extending his coattails so that those people who are running at the state level can latch on to those coat levels and he can pull everybody over the finish line. He has to be able to pull everybody over the finish line. He's at the head of the party, he's at the head of the ticket. and he's not providing those coattails.
Okay. Okay, so we can wrap up quickly. Is, from the black perspective, I ask each one of you, is it a good strategy not to vote? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Chair.
I copy him.
I agree.
Okay, and I agree too. I think the worst thing for us as black people, one of the worst things could happen is if Trump gets in there and he is going to be like he already said the first day, I'm going to be a dictator. And we look at the people that support him, the MAGA group, and what they're doing is detrimental to our future as black people, I believe. So anyway,
Fred, can I say one thing?
yes, sir.
before we go?
You can close it out. Go
I
ahead.
just want to say to people that I today went and gave blood. And I think it's very important that as we look at all of our lives around the country, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of things that are happening, a lot of diseases that are happening. And I think we all need to give blood, and especially from the black community. We don't see that enough, and I think we should do it more. So that's why you see me with this, and I encourage all of you to do the same.
Okay, and make sure you get your copy of Black Life Texas, because we got some great stories. It comes out weekly on Thursdays. You can get it at HEB and other places. And all of us up here have articles in the Black Life Texas. Go ahead, Caleb.
So, this February, as you want to show your love to that special person, show it in a different way other than buying diamonds.
Okay.
90% of the world's diamonds come from Africa, and there's a certain country where their biggest export is diamonds.
What
So
country
you
is
wanna-
that, Caleb?
I don't know, but if you want to defund violence, you can do your research to see which country's biggest export is diamonds. And so we can definitely make a stand as an individual, and we can make a change, and we can help to defund violence. So choose another way to show your love.
Okay, and thanks to our producer, Kyle Booker, as usual, as we close out. And this is Contemporary Black Voices telling our story our way.
So that
Okay.
That was good, Caleb.